So a friend of mine asked me if I could help him out. He owns a sign company, and he was asked to build a couple of signs for a new subdivision that was going in town. He's got a very nice large scale CNC router. He does some beautiful sign work, but he needed a way to actually get this thing hung. And so he asked me if I could make some brackets for this sign. So we sat down, we worked out a quick design. It was really quick and simple, but basic fabrication stuff. And it was something that I was up for, so I thought, hey, why not? Let me help a friend out. This video is really just that. Look at the design real quick. We get some cutting done, get the parts done. I'm sorry I didn't shoot any video of me welding. There's plenty of guys out there that do really nice welding videos. I did post a couple pictures on Instagram, but nothing too fancy. But it's done and delivered, and he's happy. The customer's happy for him, and all is well. So thanks again for watching, and sit back and enjoy the ride. So today's project is actually just a pretty simple one, really. We are building a frame that will get sandwiched between two pieces of material to create a sign. I'm only doing the fabrication part of it. I have another guy in town who's doing the sign part of it. We're working together on this project. So basically what we have is there's some brickwork, right? And his sign, actually I think there's going to be like some caps on here as well. And his sign is this pretty oval, right? And then we're going to do what appears from the outside to look like this, but really it's going to go like that on the inside. Now, please forgive my chicken scratch. It's not the greatest here. So what we need to do, we know that there's two of these, and our distances here are 113.5 inches on one and 112.25 on the other. Everything else will be exactly the same. We know that we're going to be making a plate on either end here and one down here. These plates, one side, this will be basically 2 inches by 4 inches with 3/8 holes in it. The footer will actually be 17.5 by 3. I don't know if you guys will be able to see if I go in there, but that's a 3-inch there. Right. No holes on that one. That was just going to get epoxied. And the material we're using for the bars here is actually, it's 1-inch square tubing. So not a whole lot to do here. We've got some PlasmaCam stuff to do for these brackets. We've got 4 of these to do, because remember we're doing all of this twice. So 4 of these to do, 2 of the footers to do. This piece is going to be the main structural piece. We'll cut this piece and this piece. So this piece we know, this piece we already know is 22 inches there. And then this piece, so it's 24 inches from, so this is the oval here, it's got a 48-inch height, right? So it's 24 inches from the center to the bottom, and they want 6 inches here, but that's a 1-inch piece, right? So 24 plus 6 minus half the thickness of the post going through gives me 29.5, but we will also subtract the 3/16, sorry, that's what I'm going to use for all of these. It's 3/16 material. So this is made of 3/16 inch material, so we'll need to subtract that from our lengths in here. Pretty straightforward, not a whole lot to do, but we'll get to some cutting in here, and then I'll bring you back in just a minute. Alright, so what we're going to do to be more efficient with the way we do this, we've got these plates to do, and I had some drops from a project I did recently. It was a number plate, right? And so it actually left me with a couple of pieces like this. Well, this is the perfect size for me to get 2 of the brackets plus the long footer all from this one piece. And that way we're not wasting, or we're wasting as little material as possible. Let me get it moved. I'll move the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. But effectively what we need to do first is align our drawing with the material, the stock that's on the table. Whenever we're using drops like this, we've just got to line it up. Now the grid system on the PlasmaCam makes it really simple to do. So let me move the camera. I think it's a little more important for you to see what's happening there. I might switch back and forth between the camera and the screen, but I'll bring it right back. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to manually, by using the arrows on the PlasmaCam controller box, I'm going to manually find my XY0, right? Bring it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what I'm way too far. Let's use the little jog dial to go back. What I'm trying to find is something that's close, right? And what I normally do is I'll step 90 degrees to the side. You guys probably can't see anything, but now I'm way over on this side and I'm looking down the line here. And I think I'm pretty good. I'm actually a little closer to the edge, to this edge, than the actual 0, but that's okay. I'm not working with anything quite that precise right now. So on screen, what I do then is I start to work on my layout. And so let me start my recording here. And it's video 2, 1, and starting recording there. Okay, so on my screen what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I've pressed the home key. It's giving me a nice easy snap here. And I'm going to press M for move. I'm going to move this up. But I also know that I want to move it over just there. Zoom in. F1 to zoom in. Right. I'm going to move this. Let's take the snaps off. So I'm going to move it about here. So I don't want it right on that point. You guys see those tips? Those little white lines are the points. Now the next thing I need I need 2 of these. So we'll move these over here. Now what I'm going to check next, and I'll show this one on screen, or on the camera, is I'm actually going to move over a little bit and check my spacing in the X direction. And what I'm seeing is right here, if we look on the screen, I don't have enough room for this. I am probably a ½ an inch short on trying to do this, or do it the way that I wanted to. So I think what I'm going to have to do, I can do one of 2 things. I can, you know what, let's resize this. Yeah, I think I'm going to redraw this one part. The width isn't as important. Well, no, I want it. Yeah, I'm going to resize this one part, and I'll bring you back. Actually, no. Let's just cut what we can cut. Let's get this one going. What I've noticed is I have a little bit more space here. Right, and actually if I go back, I get my extra ½ an inch I need. So let's move, again I'm using the M button, let's move that here. Now what I'm going to do, let's zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to use Alt-V, which is the same as doing machine move to. And I want to move that to this corner here. And I'm going to look at it on the screen. I've got all kinds of space, right? In fact, I could probably move this whole thing up a little bit more. We'll do the same thing again, Alt-V, I'm going to move it up here. Again, I'm comparing where I'm looking at here. Now, zoom out, we'll do F2. And I'm going to move Alt-V again. Now I'm going to move down to this corner. Make sure I'm clear on this side. I've got plenty of room on the material on this side. So all I really need to do is make sure I've got a cut path for this one, which I didn't do. So machine, convert to cut path, just Shift N, by the way. I want that cut path to start here because I want it to have the most material available at the time. And then let's just do one more move to make sure that this is still going to be on the material okay. Everything's clear on the material. Now when I'm really concerned about this, I'll actually come up to machine and I'll turn cut control off and I'll do a cut preview and I'll cut it and I'll actually have it go through and simulate the entire process just to make sure that it's going to work. In this case, I think I'm okay. I'm going to remove all these little center points because I don't want them. They were only there for my drawing portion of it. I don't really need it for this. I don't have cut paths on those either, but I've already done that. Just put those automatically convert. Automatically convert. Okay, so now select all. This is what we're going to cut. Let's make sure we have our settings correct. I know I don't because I was cutting stainless the other day. So for 3/16 mild steel, 45 amps, we cut at 85 inches a minute. The time to pierce is 0.5 seconds. We're going to come to the height control. We're going to tell it that it is 3/16. Height, I want this to cut at 0.06. And I want it to automatically adjust its arc voltage in 0 this time around. It's a sense that it's new material that I have ready to go. At this point now, it's really straightforward. Press start and go. Now I know these are going to drop into the water, I'll have to retrieve them, but not a big deal. Alright, now the nice part about this is all I have to do now is put the other piece in the same spot. Alright, so I just put this other one in there in the same spot, press start, and go. I'll bring you back when all that's done. So believe it or not, that was the most complicated part of the whole piece, right? Once that was done, it was just run the chop saw, cut some the 1-inch square tubing, get that together, and then get it welded up. So not a whole lot to it. Let's see if I can. Let's get you some fun footage of running the chop saw. Alright, so at this point we've got all our parts cut. We got the 2 long braces for the bottom, the 2 shorter ones for the top, and then, oops, I don't know how well you can see. Back here we've got all our side pieces, everything's ready to go. So now it's just clean it up and get it welded. Well, I didn't sit there and get every little bit of the welding done. It's on an angle, obviously, but there's 2 of those. They are done. And the guy who needs it's coming to pick them up today. So, you know, quick and easy, fun kind of project. We'll do a little pan you over to our original design and take a look at it again. So again, those, you know, most of it's going to be covered, but you know, frankly, it doesn't matter. I still take pride in my work, and I'm going to do the best I can, even though only a little bit of it's going to show up. But it's all set, it's done, and hopefully they'll be here in a few minutes to pick it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to say thanks again to everyone who watches regularly. I get lots of great comments. I really appreciate it. We are creeping up on 500 subscribers. You know, when I first started this, I didn't imagine anybody was going to want to watch these videos at all. So it's kind of cool that you guys do that. So if you do have PlasmaCam, or you're kind of interested, wondering what it's like to run some of these systems, hopefully what you saw today might help you a little bit in how you do what how you run your CNC cutter, or if you don't have one yet, it gives you an idea of what you can do with it. Otherwise, thanks guys, we really appreciate you watching, and I will see you again soon. See ya.